Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning. Good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits because I need y'all's help. This family needs y'all's help, okay, in regards to this case that we're about to jump into. And I'm going to be honest, I have so many questions, revolving around this particular case. But, we're here to talk about it. We're here to work through it and talk about it and figure it out, or at least get some of these questions hopefully answered by just saying it out loud, right? Maybe we could figure these things out as a family. I don't know yet, but we're here nonetheless to talk about it. We got to talk about this, okay? There's a lot that we need to look into. There's a lot going on here. There's some stuff that I'm still trying to get my hands on due to situations I'll explain here in a second. I want to be able to look at a few things with you guys. I'm going to do my best to bring those things to you guys' attention. Okay. But this is interesting nonetheless. Okay. Hold on, guys. Something's up here. Hold on, guys. Okay, I'm back. That was weird. Something's up. We're going to talk about it here in just a second. Okay, we're going to try to get through this show. Some ish is going down. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I'm going to be really honest. So we're going to be talking about this. Okay, looks like everything's still on and popping. Things are still good to go. So do me a favor while we get into the groove of things. Do me a favor, hit that like button down below, please and thank you. Crush it. Okay, send it past 300 likes as you guys start to file in. Do not forget to crush that subscribe button. If you're watching on Facebook, hit that reaction button underneath this feed right here. If you're watching on Facebook, that is. I doubt it. Which we will be talking about here in a second. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, crush that subscribe button, hit that join button, become a member of the family. Okay, please and thank you. Yeah, there's some crazy stuff going on. I don't know what's going on. And I'm hoping that, we're going to talk about it. Subscribe, hit that join button. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. Check out my merch page, pascalmerch.com, all that stuff, okay? Please and thank you. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, guys, let's get into this. All right, so there's a couple weird things that are going on right now. One thing for sure is I know that there's not going to be a lot of people watching on Facebook right now, because they are saying right now as we speak that Facebook is down. Facebook is officially down, y'all. That's what I was trying to do. Okay, yes. Facebook is down right now. Facebook and Instagram are allegedly down right now. I don't know about you guys, but I woke up this morning. I'm getting things ready to go. This is the reason why I started a little bit later, because I was planning on doing a very, very early show with you guys, or a much earlier show. And there's certain content that I wanted to get off of Facebook. Couldn't get that stuff. Suddenly I'm sitting there just trying to pop back in, trying to do everything I can to get back into Facebook and all that. And I don't know. Suddenly Facebook was down, and I'm hearing that Instagram is down as well. Now, is it back up and running yet? Some of you guys are saying it's back. It's back. Like Sue42 said, it's back. It's back. Okay. If it is, I don't know about it. I'm going to wait. Okay. But still, no matter what, I still want to give you guys the story, because unfortunately this afternoon I'm busy. So it's not like I could just sit here and push and wait for the end of this week or the end of this night to give you guys this story. Okay. So regardless, we're here to talk about a few things. But first, I want to say a big thank you. Kimberly, thank you so much for gifting 5 Pascal Show memberships. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. And welcome to the family, the 5 new members. Welcome to the family. Okay. Again, thank you so very much for all the support. It really does mean a whole lot. Okay. But nonetheless, Facebook and Instagram, I know some people are saying that it's back up. Maybe for some people it is, some neck of the woods it's back up. Some it may not be up at all. Okay. But nonetheless, no, you did not get hacked. No, nothing weird on your end happened. It has all happened via them. Okay. And if it's back up, then it's back up. Thank you so much, Mimi, for the love. Okay. Thank you so very much. Thank you so much. And welcome to the family, the new member. Sharing is caring, baby. So I do appreciate that nonetheless. Okay. But we are here to talk about something very important. Okay. There is a young boy. Okay. There is a 15-year-old boy by the name of Sebastian Rogers from Sumner County, Tennessee, is now missing. He has been missing for over a week now. And family, friends, police are doing a desperate search in trying to find this young man. I will say this young man. He's 15 years old. Okay. Young boy, young man. He's kind of on the cusp. Okay. But nonetheless, this young man, Sebastian, allegedly just one morning got up, walked out, and never came back home, according to his parents, or according to his mother and his stepfather. Now, there is an interview from the father, the biological father, as well. He had an interview, kind of like an audio, radio, a phone interview with a reporter in the area as well, talking about all this stuff. And it's very weird. Nonetheless, it's a very odd situation because I got questions. There are things that are asked in the interviews with the mom and the stepfather that are damn good questions that spark many more questions on top of it, because they can't fully answer themselves, because this kid just allegedly just walked off and just disappeared in the night. Okay. So I want to give you guys a little bit of a breakdown, because like I said, this is still kind of new for me. This story is still very new for me. I know it's very new for a lot of you guys that are filing in. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to every single last one of you guys. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button down below. It helps get the word out. Okay. Helps get the story out, helps get people to know what's going on with this particular case. But I wanted to share this with you guys. And like I said, I'm still learning as I go as well. This is a very strange, heartbreaking situation. And right now, police are doing everything they can to find this young man, okay? This teen, all right? He is they believe he's still out in the woods, and they're just trying to rescue him. They're still operating this as a rescue and not a recovery, which is still keeps the positivity up, keeps the hope alive in this situation. Okay. From my understanding, they were blasting some of his favorite music, maybe in hopes to inspire him to kind of emerge from the wooded area that they believe he is in right now, and all that. It's very, very crazy, this situation, and it's heartbreaking. Okay. And he's known to, allegedly from the mom, he's known to not be a quote unquote runner. He doesn't just run off. So they're still trying to understand. Family, police, etc., still are trying to figure out what the hell is going on here. And they're trying to find out why and where he is. Real quick, on the up and up, thank you so much for the 5. I'm in Hendersonville, and my niece goes to school with him at Beach High School. I can, my prayers go out to the people who are all affected by this story, because it's still, man, it's terrible. Okay. still very, very terrible. And every person that went to school with him, knows him, etc., passes him by every day, whatever it may be, that are connected to this. Everybody, okay, it's like a ripple effect, you know. There's a lot of people that are very, very affected by this situation. So my heart goes out to you and your niece. Real talk, and I appreciate the super chat for real. But let's get into this article, okay? So, of course, Sebastian Rogers missing. Okay, so what happened to him? All right, he's 15 years old. He has autism. He's autistic. Okay, he's missing from Sumner County, Tennessee. Last was seen wearing black clothes and gloves. Efforts to find him involving various agencies have been unsuccessful. Now, it says he was wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and glasses. He's described as 5'5", okay? Or he's 5'5", all right? Weighing at 120 pounds with dirty blonde hair. Despite extensive search efforts involving multiple agencies, including helicopters, K9 teams, and drones, Sebastian has not been located yet. Concerns are heightened due to his autism diagnosis and the fact that he may not have his medication on him, which could affect his behavior. The weather is also a concern, as temperatures are expected to drop, posing a risk for his well-being. Authorities are urging the public to check their properties and surveillance footage for any signs of Sebastian and to report any information to the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. Stay updated. Of course, they say, this is all the stuff that they said here. Okay. Now, what's wild to me about this situation is, at least with this particular article, there's not a whole lot of information that's being said. He's 15, he's 5'5", he is autistic, he was last wearing basically head to toe all black. Okay. And it's interesting. Okay. Nonetheless, does not automatically mean that there's foul play involved or anything of that sort. But at the same time, I'm also catching wind that 5-0 is suspecting foul play in this situation as well. And I'm wondering what the hell's going on here. Okay. Which we are going to be looking at here in just a second. But before we jump into everything, I want to play this video for you.
Also right now, the search is on for a missing and endangered teenager. It continues in Sumner County for now the 11th hour. Let's go to News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry. She's live in Sumner County.
I want to remind you, we're taking a trip down memory lane, okay? So this is when he was first initially announced missing, okay? So we're going well over a week ago, okay? Just so y'all know.
At the Shackle Island Volunteer Fire Department. And Caitlin, Sumner County Sheriff's Department telling you the sooner they find Sebastian, of course, the better.
Yeah, Mark, of course, everyone is out searching for Sebastian right now. That search has maintained a 2-mile radius, but once that is cleared, officials tell me they do plan to expand that. And as the day progresses, more and more crews have come out to help with the search for Sebastian. So far, I've just seen a couple of agencies, just to mention a few of them: Metro Fire, State Troopers, TBI, City of Hendersonville, First Responders, Sumner County Sheriff's Office, Metro Urban Search and Rescue are all assisting. At this time, we know 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers was last seen around midnight in his home wearing a black sweatshirt and sweatpants with a white stripe, possibly barefoot right now. He does not have a history of running away, but is known to wander and is autistic. Officials with the Sumner County Sheriff's Office tell me if you want to help the search efforts, check your home surveillance video for any sighting of Sebastian.
Now, one thing I do want to point out, and it's asked later on, I know I'm getting ahead of myself here, but they do mention, like, hey, if anybody has any information, any surveillance footage, etc. Do you have any, if you have anything, please, like a Ring camera, etc., and you're in that area, please check your stuff because he may have wandered by. He may have walked by your surveillance camera, right? But one thing one thing I am curious about is, from my understanding, at least in the reports and the interviews that I've seen as of late, which we will be watching a snippet of one from the family, from the mom and the stepfather here in a little bit, there is no surveillance of him like leaving the house or walking around the area when he was reported, when they say he allegedly left. It's a very odd thing. It's very odd. Like I said, I'm not sitting here saying that there's foul play involved with the parents or anything of that sort, but it is a very odd series of events. He leaves, yet there's no proof of him actually disappearing. There's no proof of him actually walking out the front door. It's a bit weird. Like I said, we're going to get into that. I just need to get that out of my head before I forget. You know what I mean? But let's continue on with this.
The way the search is being conducted. Now, a search party may come at a later time. What they can do right now is search their Ring doorbell cameras or their Blink cameras or whatever surveillance video they've got, especially if they're in this area. If they see Sebastian, call the Sumner County Emergency Communications Center at 615-451-3838 and let us know.
As stated, you are asked to call the Sumner County Sheriff's Office if you see any or know anything about Sebastian's whereabouts. Again, that number is 615-451-3838. And as always, you can visit our website, WKRN.com, for updates on this story.
And I mean, of course, anybody who's watching this show right now, please, if you know of anything, please call that number. Let your local authorities know. If you know anything, if you see him out here rocking what they say that they say he's rocking, by all means, what he's wearing, I mean, in all black, etc. If you see this kid, let me just pull up his face one more again. We're going to be seeing his face a lot throughout the show, but I want to make sure you guys see him. If you see his face, please share the wealth, okay? Share the knowledge, share the information, okay? Call, let people know, okay? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to see him home and want to see him safe, okay? Nonetheless. But moving on. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Just trying to get some things. All right. So we got a couple interviews that we're going to be looking at here in a second. Okay. In just a second. But let's continue on with this. Like I said, they were saying that they were blasting music. They were blasting Eye of the Tiger. Apparently, he liked that song a lot. I don't blame him. Gets me hyped too, okay? Makes me want to punch something, right? But yeah, they were blasting this music in hopes of getting him out of this wooded area that they were searching in at the time, okay? And we do have some updates from from some reporters, et cetera, that we're going to be looking at here very shortly. But I just wanted to give you guys a little bit, some broad strokes of the process and the efforts that the law enforcement have been taking to go and try to find him. Okay. So the desperate search for a missing Tennessee 15-year-old boy with autism dragged into its 8th day on Monday, with authorities even booming his favorite song at one point over the last week in the hopes of drawing the teen out. Sebastian Rogers was reported missing on February 26th, sparking an Amber Alert as multiple agencies scoured the area around the city of Hendersonville using drones, police dogs, helicopters, and boats, according to reports. Like, there's so many, you got so many acronyms like CIA, FBI, like, you know what I mean? DEA, you got everybody involved out here doing their damn job, okay? helping and trying to find this young boy. Like I said, we're going to be seeing his face a lot, okay, throughout the course of this show. But again, they went land and sea, dogs, drones, okay, land, sea, air, okay. It's weird. Authorities are also came up with a unique approach in hopes of finding this teen, though it didn't pan out. Okay, we're told his favorite song is "Eye of the Tiger." That's what the deputy chief said, according to WKRN. We've tried playing that kind of call. Oh, sorry. We've been playing that to kind of call him and let him know we're here to help. I'm sure that he could see what's going on here and be intimidated. Okay. But if he sees this newscast, I want him to know, Sebastian, come out. We're here to help you. We just want to get you home safe. And I mean, like I said, they are looking everywhere. They're going all the way. Like they're doing the job. Okay. And, I appreciate all the multiple agencies, that are involved in the sky, land, and water, the dogs, everybody who's putting in the hard work to try to find this young boy, this young teen, because at the end of the day, I mean, if he just ran off, then he just ran off. It's just anything's possible here, guys. And again, I will say this too. It's so easy for us all. I've been seeing the internet, before Facebook got shut down. I've been seeing people, just jumping into the group chat, saying all kinds of crazy stuff. I feel like there's a lot of people trying to find something in the interview with the mom and the stepfather, like there's something even deeper, more sinister in there. And it's like, wait a second, it doesn't look sus to me. It didn't. It looks like two very concerned, devastated parents that are just trying to get their kid back. That's just how I see it. But like I said, I know some people will try to, some people will interpret it their own way. I interpret it like, hey, they're devastated. They're just trying to find the kid. But then again, I could be absolutely wrong. I also will say this too. Some evil will be smiling in your face. We'll do it in such a way, such in a cunning, slick way. And then next thing you know, they're evil. And then sometimes the evil is just right there and you just can see it. And we've seen that countless times. Evil wears many, many faces. Okay. All the masks may be different, but underneath whatever's underneath, it's all the same. It's all evil. Okay. But that doesn't mean that these two, or the dad even, are evil. But I will say this, though. Of course, when it comes down to an investigation of any kind, if there's foul play, if there's a missing person, it is very easy, and of course, makes a lot of sense for us to instantly look at the parents or the loved ones. If a husband or a wife goes missing and they're gone in any kind of way, we are always, this is what police do too. They look at the lover. They look at the significant other. They may not tell the significant other they're a prime suspect. Oh, but they are. So I get it. Everyone's going to be side-eyeing and being skeptical. But I say, as far as what's going on the internet, everyone needs to chill out. Okay? Because we don't have any proof yet. We don't know anything. We don't. Okay. Let me be clear that this does not diminish our commitment to finding Sebastian. This is simply us transitioning from the ground search to the investigative side, which is interesting. We have no leads, no details to indicate that Sebastian is not alive. All right. They, of course, detailed the excruciating 8 days they've faced. The parents have, detailed the excruciating 8 days since they faced what they've faced since he's vanished. Okay. They said, I wouldn't wish this on anyone. This is what Katie Proudfoot told WSMV on Monday. All right. She reportedly said she went to wake her son up from bed. He wasn't there, which set off a furious search inside the home for him. Proudfoot, Katie, the mom, noted her child has high functioning autism. She also said he is, quote unquote, very smart and not the type to get into trouble. The stepfather, Chris Proudfoot, said his family has faced a roller coaster ride of emotions between helpless and hopeless. Many other emotions all in one. It's a never-ending world. It's a never-ending world because it doesn't stop, he told the station. And of course, again, I get it that there's going to be a lot of us that are going to sit there and assume, oh, it's the parents. Hey, and I'm gonna say this too. It may be. we do not take that off the table. Okay, we do not take it off the table. But at the same time, I think that we need to be careful on who we go and attack right off the bat. Okay. There is something I do want to share with you, though. Let me grab this before we continue and look at other videos and all that in interviews. But apparently, this is something that was shared about, I think it was last night. Okay. But this is from a reporter. Okay. A big shift. Let me blow this up here. A big shift in the search for missing Sebastian Rogers. A significant shift in the case, all right, is taking place as authorities are now calling it an investigation. Like we just read in that article I just read to you guys. Now they're saying now it's ventured into an investigation. The original thinking was Sebastian Rogers walked away on his own from his Sumner County, Tennessee home. But the fact that he disappeared without a trace now has authorities looking at the very real possibility of foul play. There's no security video of the teen walking away. Bloodhounds picked up no scent, and there is no trace of Sebastian. See, this is the part that I go, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense. So you're telling me that, and again, like instantly I can see why people are looking at the family going, you really woke up the next morning and he was gone? I get it. Because again, he left without a trace. What is he, David Copperfield up in this biznai? Is he David Blaine up in this biznai? He just went magic and disappeared? Hell to the no. So he disappeared without a trace. Okay. There's no security video of the teen walking away. Dogs aren't even able to pick up his scent. And there's no trace of Sebastian. So where the hell is he? Was he taken? That's why I asked. Was he taken? Did he really run away? Because if he ran away, there'd be footage. If there's security cam footage anywhere, ring cameras, street lights, that have cameras, security camera footage out here, we would have seen him running out here, kicking rocks in Sumner County, in these Sumner County streets. But he's not. So what's up with that? They wake up the next morning, mama walks into the bedroom, and he gone. Man, I mean, I hope he was just slick with it and was able to dodge through stuff and not leave a scent behind, which is odd because we're all human. Okay. Be very hard for someone to not leave a scent behind. Right? So what happened here? What's going on? Let's continue with this report here, though. This update. Okay. So they're saying is a very, very real possibility of foul play. There's no security video of the teen walking away. Dogs aren't even picking up his scent. And there's no trace of Sebastian, which is very weird. We are used to producing. And this is one of those cases we are not able to produce yet. Okay. And this is apparently the Sumner County EMA director. No one is giving up. Sebastian could still be alive somewhere, alone, hurt, lost, or trapped. The search effort will continue, but not the same way it was last week. We're scaling it back a little bit. What exactly does that mean? Sources close to the case confirm authorities are now considering foul play and that this missing teen case could become a criminal investigation. Authorities have named no suspects, which they're not going to sit there and say out loud, "Oh, it was him." They're not going to say that. They're going to be like, "No, we're not naming anybody yet because we still need to do our due diligence. We still need to deep dive. We still need to do our Googles. We still need to make sure that all the dots are connected to that particular suspect." So they ain't going to say nothing yet. If there's a suspect to be had, to be nabbed, okay? And say that to date, the parents have fully cooperated with the investigation. So detectives will now re-interview and vet everyone who may have had contact with Sebastian, looking for inconsistencies. They are also asking the public to provide any Ring camera videos, not just from the Sunday evening the boy disappeared, but of anything suspicious from much earlier in the day. In fact, I would even say you might as well just cover the whole damn weekend, because you never know. This could be a situation like with what happened with Elijah Vu, right? I feel like there's a lot more with Elijah Vu than just him going over there and then he just got, unfortunately loses his life and then he just gets dumped in a dumpster, within the same day. I don't think that's how it went down. I think there was a lot more time. They sat, they waited, and then they moved the body. Same thing with this situation. If there's any type of foul play involved, I wouldn't just look at Sunday. I'd look at all the way back to Friday, just in case of that time. Friday of that time when he went missing, which is 9 days ago as of today. Definitely, I would look back. You just never know, guys. Literally, he could still be out there in the woods. Let's not forget that. But if any foul play happened to him, I'd look at that whole weekend. Everyone's a suspect. You see what I'm saying? Anyone with information on the case can call 1-800-TBI-FIND. Okay? 1-800-TBI-FIND. Man, that's crazy. This is some crazy stuff, y'all. It's just frustrating. I mean, I'm hoping that this kid I hope this kid just kick rocks. I'm really hoping for that. I don't think any of us are ready to hear anything different. You see what I'm saying? And I don't think anybody wants to hear anything different. Let me keep that a buck, okay? Because this is terrible. This shouldn't be happening, guys. But I got some more. I'm going to play a few videos for you guys here. Let me play this one here.
A significant shift in the case of Sebastian Rogers, the missing autistic 15-year-old. It's a case we have followed closely since he disappeared.
We care what happens next, just like you. And now 1 week after Sebastian vanished from his Sumner County home, authorities are scaling back the search effort, and they are now calling it an investigation.
Nick Barris shares the latest details, and we also hear for the first time publicly today from the missing teen's mother and stepfather.
The original thinking was that Sebastian Rogers left home on his own, but the fact that he disappeared without a trace now has authorities looking into the very real possibility of foul play. Consider 7 days of intense searching from the ground and air. Hundreds of officers and citizens, bloodhounds, and nothing. No security video of the teen and no trace of Sebastian.
We're used to producing, and this is one of those cases that we haven't been able to produce yet.
No one is
okay. And what you heard that you've heard that from what I read just a second ago. Not being able to produce anything, and we've seen cases like this before, where they weren't able to produce anything. Now, like Devil Doll, does it mean red flag city? I don't know. I don't know. But it's still very odd that they haven't been able to catch nothing. That's weird. But that also does not mean that the parents, the stepdad and the mom, have anything to do with this. They could still be absolutely 110% innocent. We have to remember that, y'all. Innocent until proven guilty. And right now, I know that people online, okay, are sliding in the group chat and putting in their 2 cents and getting real aggressive in their thoughts and whatnot. But at the same time, we don't have any proof of them doing anything wrong, of any type of wrongdoing. So we'll see, okay? And let me tell you, often the police know more than they say. Exactly. So if they think clearly, if they're scaling back, something's up. And of course, if they're looking at it and they're saying there seems to be foul play here, something's up. And especially if they're saying we're going to go back and reinterrogate and vet everyone again to see if there's any inconsistencies, something's up. Clearly something's up. It's red flag city all over again. But does it mean parents, mom, and stepdad are involved? I don't know. Okay. But until we actually hear something, we just need to look, keep it on the table, but don't go in on them so hard. That's what I say. All right. Because I think it muddies up the water. I think it makes things a lot more murky when everyone just starts attacking, right? When you got no proof. People need to chill.
Giving up. Sebastian could still be alive somewhere, alone, hurt, lost, or trapped. The search effort will continue, but
We're scaling it back a little bit.
what exactly does that mean?
I'd like to know what the hell that means too. To me, it says something's up, y'all. It means a little bit of this, I'm sorry, it does a little bit. I mean, hate me, love me, whatever you want to do. But at the same time, it does to me scream a little bit of that. Okay. That it just screams like something is not good. Okay.
Well, sources close to the case confirm authorities are now considering foul play and that this missing teen case could become a criminal investigation. Sebastian's mother and stepfather broke their silence, talking about how he disappeared from their home overnight a week ago Sunday. The two spoke on a YouTube podcast called Missing Tennessee with Duchess.
And when I went to wake him up for school, he wasn't here.
Between the hours of, 12 and 6, he has basically vanished. Walked out of the house, the door was locked and gone.
Sorry, wait a second. Wait, sorry. Wait a second. Did you hear that? He said the door was locked. Does Sebastian have his own set of keys? You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to roll that back. If this is the first time I've actually listened to this piece, to this part, okay? But that seems a little bit interesting. I mean, it may not mean anything, but then it could mean everything. I don't know. We're here to dissect and listen to every syllable that comes out of people's mouths. That seems a little bit odd, right? Let me roll that all the way back. Okay. Actually, let me get right about here so we can hear that interview part one more again. What did he say? What did they say?
Between the hours of, 12 and 6.
12 and 6.
He has basically vanished. Walked out of the house, the door was locked and gone.
Interesting.
He didn't take a phone. None of his shoes are missing.
Authorities have named no suspects and
I'm sorry. Ah, damn. Okay, we just dealt with Madeline's case, right? Madeline Soto. Door was locked. He left his phone behind. which to me is red flag city. All his shoes were still home. That's also red flag city. Oh, and just so you know, the person that's speaking, the man that's speaking in the interview is the stepfather. Just so you know. There's a stepfather and then the mama, the biological mother. So I guess he lives primarily with his mom and his stepfather. But they're saying the shoes were left behind. So Stephen just says, so he left without his shoes. So all of his shoes were there? That seems a little bit odd. Isn't that a little bit weird? That's a little bit weird. Okay, so the door was locked. He had no shoes on, or he left his shoes behind. And then also another red flag, he left his cell phone behind. Who does that? What teenager, let's keep it a buck, what teenager is leaving their cell phone behind? Same thing with the whole Madeline Soto situation. Oh, she has ADHD. She just leaves her cell phone behind from time to time and blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. But at the same time, you got kids that love them some phones, okay? These doggone things are everything to all of us. I don't know the last time I went on a walk or even went outside for longer than 5 minutes without my phone. I'm either listening to a podcast or listening to music or doing some research for the show, listening to other things, so on and so forth. Oh, texting my family. Like I said, it's very odd, right? Deb just said odd statement. Absolutely. This is odd, right? But then again, and you know what, Trace? You're right. I don't understand autism. I don't. Okay. And no disrespect to that at all. There could very well be that factor at play here too. There could be something that happened that caused him to react in a certain way. Is he on new medication? Did he forget to take his medication? You see what I'm saying? There's other things to put into to factor in here, but it is a bit odd, okay? That this teen would get up, leave his phone, walk out barefoot, and be gone this entire time. I feel like he'd be back. You see what I'm saying? And then, yes, Madeline, I would sit there and say too, like apparently high functioning as well. You know, I don't know. Yeah. You know what I mean? Same with said autism or not. They know to put on shoes if they were leaving. Exactly. And I feel like the thing is this young man, okay, this teen, okay, he's autistic. He's high functioning. Now, we can't just lump him in to every category, like he's not a monolith. If he's high functioning, maybe he's high functioning in certain ways, but he's not high functioning in other ways. You just never know, right? But it is interesting that if he's got a habit of doing certain things all the time, him leaving without his phone, or even just say this, him leaving without his shoes, I feel is a little bit out of character for him. Then on top of it, the parents, the mom even said, he is not a runner. He is not one to run off. We're going to hear it in a snippet from the interview. He's not a runner. He's not the type to just get up and run away. And I feel like if he was to get up and run away, would he leave his cell phone and his shoes behind? I don't know. Some ain't right. And then on top of it, let's not forget, no video surveillance, no footage of him leaving the house, no nothing. Something just doesn't seem right here, guys. It just doesn't. But let's continue. Like it's just odd. It's just odd, y'all. Regardless of autism being a part of it or not, it's just still very strange. And it doesn't matter what what level, what side of the spectrum he is on. Just seems a bit odd.
And say that to date, the parents have fully cooperated with the investigation. Detectives now will re-interview and vet everyone that had contact with Sebastian, looking for any inconsistencies. And they are asking the public to provide any Ring camera videos, not just from Sunday night when they believe he disappeared, but of anything suspicious of much earlier in the day.
Now, I'm going to tell you again, I really do think that anybody who has Ring camera that's in that area should look beyond earlier than Sunday. I think you should look at Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Friday, Thursday. Go far back. Get as much, if you have it and you're watching the show, hi, appreciate you. But go all the way back and just see if you see anything funny. Just saying. Do you see anything odd? Because this could have happened days before. Remember, Elijah Vu, he wasn't, this is what I believe. The day he was reported missing was not the day he went missing. Same thing with this situation. He could have ran off. He could have very well ran off, or something bad happened. Some sort of foul play could have happened days before the reporting of him being missing. So I just say, hey, if you got surveillance, you're in the area of him and whatnot, you down the street, whatever it may be, look at that footage. Just see if there's anything weird. Just see if there's anything funky. Okay? But again, the fact that they are scaling back says a lot to me. Okay? Then also on top of it, like, I don't know, man. Dagnabbit. It just frustrates me, man. Like, because I don't want to think, I don't want to put those thoughts in my mind of foul play coming from loved ones, family, friends, you name it. You know what I'm saying? But this could have very well been that thing. The other thing too is I'm wondering if they're looking through his cell phone, if they're looking at his computer and all that. And I know that they said that, through interviews, the parents are saying that he wasn't really big on the internet or big onto video games and stuff like that. But still, it is something I'm curious about, though, nonetheless. What kind of dialogue was he having? Who is he corresponding with online, if he was? Okay, this is a 15-year-old kid. Okay, regardless. So I'm curious about that as well. Let me get to this. We got more. We got a whole lot more. Actually, hold on. Did that not work? Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Let's see what's going on with the Book of Faces. Wow, we're back up and running again. Okay, it's back to normal. Wow, it's been losing its mind. Well, we'll see. Hold on. This thing is still being a little funky. Okay. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, gosh. Okay, 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Come on. I mean, Facebook is up, but it's not really like kicking butt and taking names like it used to. Okay. It is still sticky for lack of a better term. Okay. But nonetheless, I want to get this for you guys so we can take a look at this, because it was working and then it got shut down. So let me make sure that this functions. Because we got an interview with the parents, okay, the mom and the stepfather. And then, of course, there's an interview with the dad that I wanted to share, the biological father that I wanted to share with you guys as well. So while it is figuring its whole thing out, Shamo. Yeah, while it's figuring its whole thing out, I'm going to play the mom and the stepdad. There's a little snippet that I want to share with you guys. Actually, this is not the one either. Hold up. Man, nothing but lies. Deceit. Hold on. Sorry, guys. The internet has been acting a damn fool. It has been acting a damn fool. There it is. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's try this one.
Tonight, the parents of a missing teen in Sumner County described to us exclusively how they feel on day 8 of their son's disappearance.
Mom and stepdad. Just so you know, this is a piece of the mom and stepdad interview, okay?
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Marius Payton.
And I'm Lauren Lowry. Sebastian Rogers is 15. He was last seen by his parents on February 25th in Hendersonville. Sebastian has autism, and he's gone without his medication this whole time. And since then, authorities have searched by air, by foot, and on horseback.
Helicopters, drones, and dive teams have also been brought in to try to find him. Today, his parents spoke exclusively to our Holly Thompson.
She's live tonight in Sumner County. Holly, I imagine it was quite an emotional interview.
Certainly was. It is hard for any of us to imagine the emotions that this family is going through right now. But we know one thing is certain. They remain positive. They are holding on to hope that their son Sebastian will return home safely.
Can you walk us through what you're thinking right now?
I just want my baby to be okay. I don't know where he's at.
Mom Katie broke down several times in our interview, but says her hope is strong that her son Sebastian will be found safe and return home.
One thing I want to point out because I got to jump in and out of here, guys. I'm sorry. It's just these are the breaks. But one thing I want to point out is there are good, strong possibilities of people breaking in to the house, sneaking in and snatching this kid out from his own home. There's so many possibilities of other things. So we have to put those into consideration as well. Not sitting here saying that we hear stories like that very often, especially for kids of his age. 15 is pretty big and pretty old for a story like that. But hey, the possibilities are there, okay? So we have to put that in consideration as well. I mean, he could have just been snatched out from his own bedroom overnight. But again, if there's no surveillance footage of him actually being snatched, that's so weird, y'all. What the hell? Like I said, the timeline ain't timelining, okay? But that doesn't mean that they're the bad guys. It just means that it's very odd.
He's going to walk through that door, and this street will be flooded again with family and relatives all waiting to hug and love him. And
Stepdad Chris says it's been an emotional roller coaster that all started Sunday night, February 25th.
Pretty normal. He was playing in his room. When I told him to go to bed, he did. He said, "Good night, Mom. I love you."
Katie says she went to wake up Sebastian around 6 a.m. Monday for school, and he was gone. Within minutes, Katie says she was on the phone with Chris, who was working out of town, and they quickly called 911.
And he's not a runner. He's never run away before. I don't know why. I don't know why he walked out that door.
I mean, he's a good kid. He's not a mischievous child by any means.
Katie and Chris say Sebastian is not on social media. While he loves to play Minecraft, they tell me he does not have any online capabilities. I asked if there was any reason he might want to leave.
We've been going over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I hadn't been able to figure it out. He's that morning he was laughing, he was joking.
It's as if Sebastian vanished. No sign of him on any video throughout the community. Thousands of miles logged by law enforcement, canines, helicopters, even dive teams, and no sign of him. Chris and Katie tell me they've been harassed, people pointing fingers at them.
You're not in this situation. You don't quite understand. I wish people would step back, take a different wide open view, and not assume what they know. It's just better to stick to the facts.
Are you both in the clear?
I can tell you that Mom, myself, and the father have worked very fully and cooperatively with all agencies across the board. We have anything that they've wanted, we have provided.
What do you want to say?
Hold on. I'm sorry. I got to roll that back just a tiny bit because this answer is very weird to me. And it's just me because I know what I would say. My gut reaction would be instantly. I'm not, like I said, I'm not sitting here trying to point blame or trying to make it seem like he's a bad guy or anything of that sort. But it is a very odd answer here. So I'm going to play that one more time. It's just a weird answer.
What they know.
Right here.
It's just better to stick to the facts.
Are you both in the clear?
I can tell you that Mom, myself, and the father have worked very fully and cooperatively with all agencies across the board. We have anything that they've wanted, we have provided.
What do you want to say?
Do you see what I'm saying? Instead of him saying like, I didn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing. Nah, we in the clear. He said, we're cooperating really well with police and so on and so. That's just an odd answer. That's just a very, very odd answer to have out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would instantly be like, nah, I ain't do nothing, man. Anybody, and I'd be turning to the camera like, listen, you all think I did something? Like, I'd have the wide-eyed looking crazy and stuff. I'd be like, no, I didn't do nothing. I'm innocent. You know what I'm saying? But that's his answer. So this is the reason why I can see why some people are going, yo, that answer be sus, dog. Dog, that answer be sus. But at the same time, you're under a microscope. You got lights and cameras in your face. You got your kid, your stepson that's missing and all that stuff. Everybody's listening to every single thing that you have to say. It could also be how they edited this interview as well, because he could have said more in the beginning or at the end of that little piece that he says here. Anything's possible, but at the same time, very odd that he said it that way. Okay, that's the only part that I'm like, whoa, huh? Because I'd say something completely different. I didn't do nothing, dog. I didn't do nothing. And then say, we are working with them. We are cooperating and we're doing everything we can to find our son. That's it, you know?
Say to Sebastian, what do you want him to hear from you right now? That we love you so much and we want you to come home and you're not in trouble.
Can I point something out here? Remember what I said a couple days ago with another interview? It was about Madeline Soto. This is what I'm going to play it. Don't worry. Chef Apples just said, Pascal, listen to what the mom said. I'm going to listen to what mom says. Okay. Here in a second. But remember what I said to you guys about the interviewers the reporters and stuff, okay, when they sit there and they say, oh yeah, you know, if he was here right now, what would you say? That ish. It's a little like, okay, this is the time. You see what I'm saying? No disrespect to any families and any, but we see it all the time. What would you say to what would you say to him if he was here? And it's like, okay, just a little manipulation, just a tiny bit, you know? But it's like, this is what helps. This is what brings the viewers in, right? Sorry, but I've been in this game for a long time. I've seen it. Shoot, I've done it myself even. Okay. It's unfortunately part of the game. But hear it again.
I want him to hear from you right now.
That we love you so much and we want you to come home and you're not in trouble.
Now, Katie did tell me that.
And you're not in trouble. I mean, I feel like that's, you know, unless there's something I'm missing here. Okay. Because you know, somebody said earlier, hey, you need to check out what she says here, what the mom says. I mean, I know that there's more video, okay, to that interview. But still, something is just not right. Something still is not right. The timeline is just not timelining. The math is most definitely not mathing for me. It just, something doesn't seem to make sense. But we do have the dad's interview, the biological father's interview. Okay. One thing I also want to say is, according to, let me pull up their video.
We're on a constant roller coaster ride of helpless and hopeless, and many other.
This is just another clip.
And it's a never-ending roller coaster. It doesn't stop.
So one thing I want to say, from what they say in this interview, stepdad was on a job. Like, he was out of town. I think he was in Memphis or something like that, on a job doing something completely different, away from the house during the time that Sebastian went missing, when the day that Sebastian disappeared. I'm just saying, there's just things that just are not mathing. So, of course, everyone's still a suspect. So we still need to exercise the possibility of maybe stepdaddy took him. Maybe they left together. Remember, the day that he went missing, the day he disappeared, there is no signs of him, no trace, no scent. There's no video footage of him actually leaving the house, no nothing. But stepdaddy was on location somewhere completely different. To me, that's one of the only red flags I see in this interview. Okay. In fact, I'm going to see if I can make a miracle happen here, because knowing my luck, it won't work, but I'm going to try it, because why the F not, right? Why the F not? There are other videos. We're going to get into the dad's interview here, this biological father's interview here in a second, but I'm going to see if I can make a miracle happen. Okay. And if it gets choppy, then there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just going to have to move on to the next thing. But there are several interviews that they had. Okay. Or not several. There was several clips from this interview that they had, which I kind of wish that WSMV would just put on the doggone YouTubes so we can, look at it and watch it without having to look at all these clips, and have to go through all these commercial breaks and crap. But I want to play a little bit of it for you guys. Hopefully it'll be cooperative. If not, then, I'm sorry. Okay. But that it's a lot. There's a lot being said in this interview that they didn't put in the interview that we just saw that aired on TV, which I thought is trash. So let me try this. Let's see what happens.
Situation right now. How are you coping?
It's not going to work. It's not going to work. I already know it. I already know it. Hold on.
We're on a constant roller coaster ride of helpless and hopeless and many other emotions all in one, and it's a never-ending roller coaster. It doesn't stop.
We're going to try.
It won't stop until he walks through the door.
Hit that like button down below, please. Thank you. See, it's going to be a pain.
I wouldn't wish this on anyone.
It's going to be a pain. See? Okay.
Not anymore.
I know we're about keeping hope alive. I'm sure that's in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna
Always.
come home.
He's going to walk through that door.
You know what I'm going to have to do? I'm probably going to have to find another way to get these clips so that we can watch it.
And then the street will be flooded again with family and relatives all waiting to hug and love him. And
That boy's gonna have more friends than he knows what to do with when he comes home.
So here we are, 8 days now searching for him. Walk us through that Sunday night that he went missing. So walk us through, we've got so many people who really want to know, okay, how did this happen? So kind of just walk us through that night.
We were out and about that day. We were having a really good weekend. We got home. Everything was pretty normal. He was playing in his room. When I told him to go to bed, he did. He said, "Good night, Mom. I love you." Said goodnight to his puppies. A little bit later, I wound up going to bed, and when I woke him up for school, he wasn't there.
So in your mind, that's usually around what time? When do you normally wake up? Around 6 o'clock?
6.
So were you instantly thinking something's wrong, or were you like, he may just be already in the shower?
I took a
in the living
second.
room?
I took a second and walked through the house looking for him in case he'd gotten up and was trying to get breakfast or something, because he did that sometimes. About 3 minutes in, give or take, I was on the phone with my husband and I said, "I can't find him."
Daddy wasn't there. Stepdaddy
He said,
wasn't
"What do you
there.
mean you can't find him?" I said, "He's not in the house."
And so at that point, is that when you call 911, or what's going through your mind?
While we were on the phone, and I was like, is he on the other side of the bed? The normal places he may be in the house, and he wasn't. So I was like, okay, well, hold on a minute. And immediately after that, we called the sheriff's department and made the report.
I ran all over the house, outside, inside. I looked in every closet.
Within minutes, they were here. They responded within minutes, and here we go.
So you said you were on the phone with her, so
Yes,
you were not home.
No, ma'am.
Here we go.
I was at work. I'm a tower crane operator, and I was working in Memphis at the St. Jude Project. So it's, I have an earpiece in that talks to my phone. I have another earpiece in that does the radios. So when she was talking to me, it was like, what? I was confused. We talked about where he could possibly be, and
again, like I said, it's interesting. Okay, I mean,
and we went from there and led to
okay, it's going to be choppy.
calling the cops, and here we are now.
Okay, so obviously there's a lot more to this interview. Of course, I'll have to look at it when I get a second. I wish somebody had it on X or YouTube or something like that I can actually take it and we could watch it together as a family. But still, even hearing that piece of information still gives us room of a possibility of this, of them. I mean, there's a possibility that he could have been taken over the week or over the weekend or over that night or over that day early in the morning when he went off to Memphis. He could have gone and taken him to Memphis with him. Okay. I mean, in Janine, yes, it's true, but I will say this in defense of him saying what he says here. I'm sure people are in the group chat. People are sliding into the internet, saying all kinds of stuff. In fact, he says later on in one of the pieces, he talks about how people are like pulling up his history. I guess he has kids from another relationship or something like that. I don't know the details, but he was like, people are putting out stuff that has nothing to do with this situation. Okay. People are putting out stuff that have nothing to do with this case. You're just trying to damage or destroy my character. Okay. I don't know what exactly has been pulled out here about him. Okay. About what's being said about him. Okay. But at the same time, I can see why people are looking at that and going, wait, this is a red flag. So you're telling me that you were in Memphis when this young boy went missing? What are the chances of you taking him on a ride and dropping him off somewhere? If he gets my drift. And you have an alibi. There's no way you could have your hand in destroying this young boy's life because you were somewhere else. And your coworkers are going to be there to agree and also confirm your alibi. Yeah, he was definitely operating a crane right next to me. I was talking to him the whole day. He was operating a crane. He was doing this as St. Jude. He was doing this, that, and the third. He seemed fine. He didn't act weird. He came in, he did the job, and then suddenly he got a phone call about his stepson missing. I mean, what if? Like I said, I'm not sitting here going, oh, he did that or they did that, but still, very interesting though, nonetheless. Still, the possibilities are still on the table. One other thing I thought that was interesting as well, before we go into the interview with the dad, because I have the full interview of that one, and it's just audio. But one thing I also thought that was very interesting about this is we got to hear this out. It's what she says when she first walked into the bedroom, which I thought was weird. I went in there to wake him up, or I went in there and I was waking him up and he wasn't there. I don't know. It just seemed a bit weird. It's the phrase. Now that could mean nothing. Again, that could mean absolutely freaking nothing, or it can mean everything all at once. I don't know. But like I said, everyone's a suspect. They need to be on the table just as much as anybody else until we hear something different, right? Now, the other thing, all right, Sebastian Rogers' father, speaks out, and he does this phone call interview, basically. And I wanted to share that with you guys as well. So this is the biological father speaking, okay?
If you could just first, as his father, tell me a little bit about your son.
He's got a big heart. He's loving. He's inquisitive. He can be stubborn at times. He loves to play video games. He loves animals. He thoroughly loves animals. He likes plants. He likes to, grow things. He likes to take care of things. He loves his video games. Boy, the kid loves his video games.
What has the last week been like for you as a father?
My heart is missing somewhere out here, and I'm just trying to find you. I don't know where he's at. I can't find him.
And when was the last time you got to see Sebastian?
Last time he was at my house. So I was supposed to have him last weekend, and it would have been 2 weekends prior. He was at my house, and I got to see him. We got to play video games, watch TV. Had a great weekend.
And I mean, obviously, it seems like, what has it been like working with law enforcement? Have they been great, you know, trying to help you with this search?
They're definitely doing everything that they can to find my son, and I thoroughly appreciate it. And I hope that they find him every day. I'm waking up hoping that they find him.
And obviously, so he's autistic. Are there any like tendencies that he may have? Like, does he like hanging out like in the trees or by water that could maybe help people find him?
He does like creeks. I mean, he loves to go fishing with me. But if he's in the city limits, he's, video games. He'd probably be, maybe an arcade or something.
Okay. And has he ever done something like this before? Just leave the house for a short period of time or anything like that?
No.
And I mean, how much sleep have you lost over this last week? Walk me through kind of what that experience has been.
I haven't had very much sleep at all. I mean, coffee and energy drinks is my main diet has been.
Yeah. And I know you said you were out there searching. Are there any particular places that you're looking that you think he might be at?
I'm looking everywhere. I'm not from this area, so I don't know it. So I'm just everywhere. I keep telling people, keep your head up and your eyes open. If you see him, call 911. If my son hears my voice, buddy, you need to get a phone and call 911.
Definitely. And you live in Clarksville, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but you've been out here in the Hendersonville area just searching for him the last week?
Every day.
And I guess, are you in close contact with his mother and stepfather about the situation?
Not really. I mean, we're in communication at least once a day, but that's about it. Okay. I'm looking for him,
Yeah. And I know, like, obviously with social media, it's tough because as a parent, you just want your kid home. But there's been a lot of like speculation too about possible like criminal investigations. I mean, what's kind of your reaction to all of that chatter on social media?
I don't have social media, man.
Okay.
Wow.
But just hearing people kind of speculate about that in the community, I guess, how does that make you feel?
I think they need to, instead of being keyboard warriors, they need to put feet on the ground and start looking for my son. If they really want to help, that's what they should be doing instead of coming up with their own opinion. How about get out there and we find my son?
And how much does your son Sebastian mean to you?
He is my life.
Do you have any other kids?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And I guess, is there, anything you want to say? I don't know how well you know the stepfather or the mother, but is there anything you'd like to say about that and that situation and how he just kind of disappeared from the house?
I have nothing to say about that.
Okay. And if you could say something to Sebastian.
Hold on. You realize that he said, which I find to be interesting. You have anything to say to, the stepfather and the mom of Sebastian? And he says, I don't have anything to say. I mean, I don't blame him. You know, if he's instantly looking at them as, you know, how dare you let my son run off kind of thing. I get the frustration, but that also, I mean, by him not saying anything, it says a lot. I'm going to keep it a buck.
Right now, what would you say?
If you are hearing this, son, you need to tell people who you are and tell them to call 911 for you. You need to tell people that you are Sebastian Rogers and that you need them to call 911.
And anything you'd like to tell him about returning home?
I miss you, buddy. And I'm waiting. I want to hear from you. Okay.
All right.
Call 911 so we can find you, man. Come on, son.
Yeah, you know, it's tough. I mean, for any parent, you know, this is every parent's nightmare. To be going through something like this and experiencing something like this. You know, I can only imagine what the family's going through. There's a couple comments I wanted to grab. Sandwich said, with no shoes and it's cold, I doubt it. Yeah, it's weird, right? It's weird that he would be out there with no shoes, with the weather being as weird and funky as it is, right? Some days it's cold, some days it's hot, it's all over the place, right? Yeah, I doubt that he'd be running around here barefoot. Another thing that we didn't see in the interviews, but they did say in the interviews, stepdad did say, and it's something that we didn't see, okay, or hear, but it's something this is information that I thought that was interesting. He doesn't like getting his hands dirty. He doesn't like getting dirty or getting his hands dirty. So why would he be out in the woods if he doesn't like getting dirty? Especially if he's out here barefoot. That doesn't make sense, right? Just does not make sense. Timeline ain't timelining for me, okay? But then again, like I said, everybody's a suspect when it comes to this situation. Mimi, thank you so much for the 95. I appreciate it. Deborah, welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. Thank you so much for becoming a member. And just like Deborah, please consider hitting that join button down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. Discerning, thank you so much for the 5. I live in Hendersonville and in-law. It's a criminal investigation now. I'm also part of National Amber Alert team. Well, thank you so much for that update. And yes, we do know that it is a criminal investigation now. We just read it, but thank you so much for letting us know what's up. Mimi, thank you so much for gifting 1 member. Welcome to the family, you new member. I really do appreciate it. Okay. Thank you so very much. On the up and up, thank you so much for the 2. It's confirmed that foul play is suspected now. Yes. Which I just read a little bit ago. I know some of these are from a little while back. Mimi, thank you so much for the 2. One more time, we love our mods. Absolutely. Shout out to the mods and Pascal too. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Thank you again, Mimi. Thank you again, Mimi again. Grace, thank you so much for the 5. When was the last time he was seen by someone other than his parents? That's a very good question. I'd like to know that too. How long was stepdad out of town for? Mom looks genuinely upset to me. I think that, that's the thing. I think that the mom, I don't know, something about this makes me feel like, I don't know yet. Like I said, because it's so easy for us to instantly assume, right? And just point blame and say, oh, he did this and she doesn't know. And no. I don't know. Just because she's rocking back and forth and looking upset could just be her upset at the fact that her son is gone. And maybe she still can't believe that this bad thing happened to her son. You see what I'm saying? Like, the possibilities on the situation are endless, right? She could be mournful because of witnessing something unthinkable, or she could literally be that torn up because she's concerned about her son's well-being and can't believe that she's going through the situation as well. It could be both. It could be either side of the spectrum, right? The possibilities are endless with this situation. So it is frustrating and heartbreaking to hear any of these possibilities. We want to bring this young man home, this teen home. We want to bring Sebastian home. But the fact that they're looking at this and saying they're suspecting foul play and this has turned into an investigation does say a lot. And I really hope it doesn't turn out to be what it is, but we are going to see what happens here as time moves forward. Are the parents, is the stepdad and the mom involved in his disappearance, or did he really just get up and vanish? But again, I'll tell you something. Doesn't matter how great of a magician you are. Doesn't matter. You still are going to get caught. You're still going to be seen leaving a house. Okay? You can't just vanish out of thin air. It's just not possible, y'all. It's just not. So we'll see what happens here. Okay? S-Dub just said, yeah, it's just too close in time to other similar cases. Yes, exactly. I mean, it's like I said, the timeline ain't timelining, and that's what's so frustrating about this. Sorry, but I think the internet true crime has people feeling like they are now body language experts. Yep, officers of the law and private detectives all at the same time. I totally agree with what you're saying, Millie. And that's the thing. Just because this situation and the timeline ain't timeline, and it doesn't automatically mean that an interview with the parents or the stepdad and the mom doesn't automatically mean that they're the bad guys. It doesn't. And like I said, I feel like sometimes people tend to overanalyze certain things. I think that there are pieces that we need to take from those interviews. There are things that are being said in those interviews that do bring up or throw up red flags, but that doesn't automatically mean that, oh, that's the bad guy. It just doesn't. But there are things that they did say that's weird. There are some things that are weird. Okay. And so I can see why people are dressing up things in their mind and creating their own specific timeline with this case. But again, what we've known so far, I'm going to say it again, the timeline just ain't timelining. The math ain't mathin'. And I'm hoping they give us some more clarity here very, very soon. And I hope I hope we find Sebastian. Really, I really, really hope we do. Anyway, guys, that's the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really does mean a lot. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. That would mean the world to me. Hit that like button down below, please. And thank you. All right. Don't forget to do that. All right. Do not forget to crush that subscribe button if you haven't already. Okay. Be sure to check out that join button down below if you're watching on YouTube. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. Check out pascalmerch.com. That would be greatly appreciated as well. And I'll be talking to you guys very, very soon. If there's any more developments on this particular case, we will be talking about it at a later time. Okay. But it is time for me to get going. Much love to you guys. Have a great, safe rest of your afternoon. Enjoy the day and keep being amazing. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. See you guys soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.